the king of the pirates has arrived. Gol D Roger is here. There's something wrong with the late game though. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mabi here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this red and purple Gol D Roger leader that comes out in OP13. Now the whole game plan here is you are 5,000 power all the way up until you have 10 Dawn. Now to do that, this leader ramps up quite a bit. All of your early and mid game is going to be dedicated to solely ramping up. Then you have your late game, and that's where the problem arises. We've tested out a lot of the initial OP13 late game, but we found out maybe that's not the best thing. So let's get into it in this video breakdown. Now just remember, this is my own personal take. It's alright if you agree or disagree. Just take whatever you want and make your own personal deck profile. If you guys just want the video, you want to skip it, and you just want the deck profile, my website MabiTCG.com has this deck and every deck we cover in image and text formats. All right, so today it's going to be featuring a lot of alternate arts because they look great, but don't worry if you're going to pick this up yourself. Just look at the base art and it'll be very, very cheap. All right, so let's talk about every single card, starting with the leader. Gol D Roger, OP13, 7,000 power. Wow. With slash attribute, and you start with 5 life, being a red and purple leader. This leader is insanely strong. So the first ability here is if you have any Dawn cards on your field, you're gonna give one Dawn that would be added during your Dawn phase to your leader. So specifically, this means turn 2 and onwards, because it says if you have any Dawn on your field, once you start turn 1, you don't have any. So if you go first, you put 1 Dawn on the field ready to go. If you go second, you have 2 Dawn on the field. And then next turn with your 1 Dawn, you put 1 on the field and 1 attached. Meaning every single turn, you're just gonna go up 1 Dawn technically, while the other one will be attached to Roger. Then as soon as you have 10, as soon as you have all the Dawn on the field, it won't attach to him. So if you have 9 and you go up to 10, it'll just, it'll all be ready to go. Then the second ability here is if you have 9 or less Dawn on your field, you're going to be giving this leader negative 2,000 power. So the whole game, he's going to be a 5,000 leader. You can put on a little counter to make sure he's negative 2,000. Then as soon as you hit 10, you remove it, and then boom, you're a base 7,000 unless you go down. But there are cards to mitigate sort of that, that if it goes down. So that's how this leader works. My God. Okay. So if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure to please leave a like and sub. It really helps out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. The first card we're going to be talking about here is going to be Divine Departure. And just so you guys know, around 90% of the deck here is going to be simply Roger Pirate cards. And then the rest of it, we'll get to it. Divine Departure, it's a new one that came out in OP13. This one costs 0. This is cool. This is a very, very new 0 cost card that a lot of decks can technically use as well. So you activate this during your main, you can rest 5 of your Dawn cards, so pretty much it'll literally just be 5 Dawn to activate this. If you have any Dawn cards, any given Dawn cards on the field already. So this leader, remember, every single turn until you get to the super late game, you're always going to have a given Dawn card, which is going to be given to this specific leader. Essentially, later on, if you place it in another deck, it's not that hard to give a given Dawn to somebody, but if you do, you can give somebody negative 8,000 power during the turn, in order to attack into it or use different abilities to KO it or whatever. So that's a really cool effect. However, the secondary effect, you can play this for 0, trash a card from your hand, somebody gets plus 3,000. So this is the first of the very new sort of 0 cost cards that we're seeing that has this amazing new ability here. A lot of the ones we've seen in the past are simply trash a card, somebody gets 3,000, and then there's a trigger. So I'm assuming because we got one for purple, we are going to be seeing a new one coming out for every single one that's going to be doing something a little crazy just like this. So a really cool card. Specifically in this deck, you're going to have given Dawn, so you can use it more often than not. And this one also is Roger Pirate, so it's searchable. Running 2 of these. Time for Shanks, OP13 121. This is Roger Pirates. On play, you're going to be looking at the top 5 cards. Grab any Roger Pirates, including. So this means if a card has former Roger Pirates, it still has Roger Pirates in it. If it was specifically bracketed like this, meaning any cards that has Shanks in the name, you won't be able to get it. But as long as it has Roger Pirates in here somewhere, in your archetypes, you can grab it. And the rest go to the bottom of your deck and you order them. So this is great. This one has a one counter. And so basically, this is your only turn 1 play in the whole deck. So if you go first or second, you hopefully can get a Shanks in your hand, because this is literally your only turn 1 play. Turn 2, if you're able to play this, and you know, you don't really have much. Like, it's gonna be really hard to just put 3 Dawn on your second turn and attack with it as well, because going first or seconds, you're gonna have 2 or 3 Dawn ready to go, and then that's just how it's gonna go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your next card is gonna be an event from OP13. Guess we'll have another scrap. You can only risk death while you're alive. Roger Pirates, you can also grab this one. This one costs 1. So activate this during your main, rest 1 of your Dawn, so this will be 2 total. If your leader is Roger and you have any given Dawn, you can ramp 1 rested. Great card to play specifically on your second turn if you don't get another ramping card. Now you might be saying, why can't you just play this when you have 2 Dawn if you're going seconds? Well, you have to have a given Dawn, and on your first turn, you're not going to have enough for 2 to rest 2 and have a given Dawn, so this one cannot be played on your first turn no matter what. Must be played on turn 2 if you plan on using it. Otherwise, this is going to be a 1 counter for 1 Dawn. Give your leader only plus 3,000. So this deck, you really don't want to miss with ramping at all. So you want this card on your turn 2, or you want this buggy on your turn 2. Be very careful. If you end up not getting a Shanks on turn 1, but you see one of these or a buggy, I highly recommend you prioritize ramping no matter what. Otherwise, this leader falls behind a lot. Let's talk about this buggy card. OP13 222, your first every 2k counters in the deck. On play, if your leader is Roger and you have any given Dawn, you can add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So if you're going second, if you're going second, or sorry, if you're going first and then on your turn 2, you're gonna have 3 total Dawn, 1 attached to your leader with 2 Dawn, then you can use this second. And same thing with going second. So you freaking play this buggy no matter what. Most of the time though, after you play it, this thing is not going to have the Dawn that you're not going to have extra Dawn to attach to it to attack, because you're usually using the rest of your Dawn to ramp up every single turn. But it's important that you ramp up. So buggy, grab this. Okay, next off you have Douglas Bullet here. This is from OP13 341. If you have 8 or more Dawn on your field, this character will gain 2,000 power, making it passively 6,000 on you and the opponent's turn. This seems like a pretty meh effect. However, the second ability is what makes this really playable, especially when you have 3 Dawn here. On play, if your leader has a type including Roger Pirates, meaning in the future, you could probably use another leaders in a purple Roger deck, or another Roger Pirate type of deck. Add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rest. And so basically turn 1, Shanks. That's the only play you have. Turn 2, you really want to ramp up. And the most Dawn you will have on the field is going to be 2 or 3 Dawn. If you go first, you're going to have 2 Dawn on the field with 1 attached to your leader. So you want to play this event or this buggy. You want to go second in the deck because it allows you to have another card to play just in case. If you go second, and when you have 4 Dawn, 1 will be attached to your leader, 3 will be on the field to either play this, or the Douglas Bullet. So going second, you have a higher chance of hitting for your ramping, just so you guys know. Okay. Now for Inurashi from OP13 331. On play, if you have any given Dawn, it's the same thing with Douglas Bullet. If you go second, you can play this on curve because your leader will have a given Dawn. So you can go ahead and ramp 1 rested, which is what you want. And then KO one of your opponent's 1 cost or less. This is actually a pretty good ability if you played very early. Your opponent has stuff like, you know, a lot of searching cards, so, you know, a lot of the resting searchings, or maybe they have a searcher that activates when on attack. You can go ahead and boom, destroy this. So it's actually a pretty decent card. All of your early game ramp. Next, it's a 2k in the deck. Neko Mamushi OP13, another Roger card. So every card we've seen so far has been a Roger card, so you can go ahead and search with it from that Shanks. 332. On play, if you have 8 or more Dawn on the field when this card is played, doesn't matter if it's given, rested, or active, KO up to one of your opponent's 3,000 base power or less. This on play will not come into effect that often. It's cool if you need, if you go late game, you need to destroy a small blocker. That's the only really good situation. Otherwise, this is pretty much going to be a searchable 2k for Roger Pirates in the deck. That's running 4 of these. Now for some Usohachi ST. Remember I said I'm running around 90% Roger Pirates. This is one of those which is not Roger Pirates, so not searchable. ST18 332, so 2k. On play, if you have 8 or more Dawn, you're going really high up really quick. You can activate this anytime you want. rest up to one of your opponents with a 5 or less. Rest them in order to go for a game, do some attacking, etc. This is primarily used to rest characters you want to kill ASAP, and or rest blockers to go for game. Your next card is going to be Kozuki Odin from OP13, 561. This has a Nate blocker for 6,000, not bad. On play, if you have any given Dawn cards, once again, very easy with Roger, you add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rest, and so you ramp, and you ramp. It's all about ramping. This one helps you defend very slightly. Next is Scopper Gabon from OP13, 671. On play, if your leader is Roger, draw 2 and trash 1. Really important in this deck. You don't have a lot of cards to help you draw, let alone sift. The only cards to get rid of bricks in your hand. The only card we've seen so far has been Divine Departure that lets you trash bricks in your hand. This one allows you to help the deck, help you, just really help your hand up. Then you get to ramp 1 rested as well. So freaking good. Now, keep in mind that this one doesn't say if you have any given Dawn card. This one does. This one is as long as you have a Roger Pirate card. So this one is going to be used a lot in future decks for sure, because it doesn't require you to have given Dawn. Literally just be a Roger Pirate. So super good. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So all of these were pretty much just support cards, right? You have a very, very easy way of ramping up your first 1, 2 turns. Then turn 3 and 4, you're gonna be using these Kozuki Odins, then these Scopper Gabons. Then the rest of it, it's all gonna be 1k fodder from now on, because the rest of your late games, it's all you want to use because you're just ramping up as much as possible. The first one here is gonna be Silver's Rayleigh from OP13, 890. This one has a Nate Rush for 9,000. Pretty good. On play, if you have any given Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's characters that costs 5 or less. Nice. Then at the end of this turn, add up to one of your Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So this is a very important card for the deck. First of all, rushing. Good. One of your very few rushing cards that you're going to be using. Nice. You can rest something. It's really good. You can go ahead and once again KO something right away, because you can rest like a blocker or a 5k on the field, 5,000, and then 5 costs on the field, and it's attack into it right away. But the important thing is this bottom part here. There's a lot of different ways for this to come into play, and it depends on how much Dawn you have at the time. So at the end of your turn, add up to one Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. If you play this on curve as 8s, you play, and then you have 1 Dawn up again to make you 9. That's okay. It's not going to really do much for you, but with the 1 Dawn at the end of the turn, you can maybe activate this. The best case scenario for this is to play this when you have 9. Actually, when you have 9 on the field, you activate this as rested, and then you go up to 10 during your turn. Then at the start of your next turn, well, first of all, as soon as you hit that 10, your 5,000 negative will go away, and then on your opponent's turn, you will be at 7,000. But even better, at the start of your next turn, you already have 10 Dawn on the field, meaning with this ability, you're not adding more Dawn from your Dawn deck. So you don't have to start the turn with a given Dawn, meaning you have 10 Dawn ready to go to activate 10 drops. So that's why this is super important to play on 9 if possible. Now remember, you might be saying, well, if I'm going up 1 every single turn and I use Scopper Gabon, etc., how am I supposed to hit 9, etc.? Well, because you have some really cheap ones in the form of these 3 costs, there are going to be turns where you feel safe, you don't want to play the Scop or Gabon. Maybe you have a Douglas Bullet and an Inurashi on the hand. For 6 Dawn, you can play both and ramp up +2 more. So that turn where you are going to hit 9, you can play the Silver Rayleighs and do that. Otherwise, you play on curve, etc. So that's why the Silver Rayleigh is extremely good for the deck. It allows you to get your leader ability off 1 more turn earlier than normal, especially when your opponent wants to attack into you with a lot. Going up 2,000 passively, really good. And 1 more turn for, because if you play this on curve, right, if you play this on 8, you're gonna go up to 9. Then next turn you are still activating Dawns from your Dawn deck, meaning you still have to put 1 on Roger. And yes, the negative 5,000 will go away, but at that time you're not gonna have 10 Dawn, and it's really important in this deck that you do have 10 Dawn, so that's why. So super important. It's really nuanced to play around this. Just so you know the benefits of playing it on turn 8 on Dawn 8 as opposed to playing it on Dawn 9. Okay, and a searching card, so perfect. Next, we should be running 4 of these. Where's the other one at? There it is. So 4 of these Silver Rayleighs. All right, next is, oh, what is this? Silver Rayleigh. So this one is former Roger Pirates. Now remember, this one can be searched by your Shanks as long as I have Roger Pirates in the thingy there. So Silver's Rayleigh from OP08. So this one's really good. 880. On play, select up to 2 of your opponent's characters. Give one -3,000 and the other -2,000 until the end of your opponent's turn. Meaning, if you don't end up KOing them in any sort of capacity, they're like a little neuter to to attack into you. However, if you end up doing -3, -2, you can always KO a -3,000 at the moment that this activates. So you can KO a Maxima. If you don't have anything else that lowers power in the deck, you can KO a 6,000 character. And then you can give -2,000 to someone else in order to attack into them. Maybe mess with a powerful blocker, etc. Lots of different ways to do this. And there's other ways. You can give somebody -3,000, another one -2,000, and then if there was already a character with 3,000 power less in the field, you can KO that, and then you can do a lot of shenanigans with this card. So super crazy good. Once again, searchable, which is why it's in the deck. Another really good card to play. This one helps you, with your leader ability and your game plan, also resting and rushing. But this one straight out helps you remove stuff too. So you have amazing Silver Rayleighs to play on your 8-drop. Absolutely. All right. So time for the last card of the deck. It's going to be the Shanks. Now, I want to quickly talk about this card here. So we're not using this card in the deck. This is OP13's new Gol D Roger. This is your 10-drop. So let's talk about this really quick. 10-13-0, strong card. Your leader's effect and the effects of your characters without a type, including Roger Pirates, are negated. So basically, any card that is not a Roger Pirates, their effects are negated. Plus, your leader will be negated too. Meaning, it doesn't matter if you have 9 or less Dawn at the time. This is on the field. If you have 7 Dawn, etc., you will still be 7,000. So that's why it's good. On play, -3 Dawn. So at the play of this, you go down to 7, which it doesn't matter anymore because your leader ability will still be 7 thanks to the first part of this card. Until the end of your opponent's next phase, give all of your opponent's characters -2,000 that are on the field already on your opponent's turn. If they throw out a rushing card, it'll be the base power, and then that's pretty much it. And your leader gains 2,000 power, making this a 9,000 leader. This is a decent card. Honestly, if you want to play this, I won't say no. Let's just say that. It's a pretty decent card. However, it's a little too slow, and it doesn't really do anything for the board state other than making your leader 2,000 more for the next turn, which is temporary, just for one turn. It also gives them -2,000, but once again, it's temporary. It's okay. It's decent. I found out running these Shanks are a lot more, just more versatile, a lot more better. So we're using these here. It's from OP09, 10-12-0. Give all of your opponent's characters -1,000 power, which is permanent on your turn and the opponent's turn. Then this has 12,000 rush, which is a super good thing to do. This one does not have rush. This one doesn't give your leader power, but that's okay, and it's not searchable in the deck. However, I still think it's much more applicable, because you can chain this every single turn as well after you have 10 Dawn. If you activate this, you go down to 7, you get the ability of the 2,000 -2,000. However, that's temporary again. The plus is temporary, the minus is temporary, then you go down to 7. Then on your next turn, you go up to 9. You don't have to give the Dawn character to him, but then you're still at 9, making it so you can't chain 10 drops, which is why these are still really good in my opinion. You have a lot of, if you have 2 Shanks and you activate this and turn after turn, you're gonna be pretty good. You're gonna be able to attack into things, kill them, and at the same time keep giving them -1,000 power. I think this is super good. Then the last card of the deck, the very last card of the deck, is gonna be this Gol D Roger. Nice, from OP09, 10-13-0. This one is surgible. This one has 13,000 rush. When your opponent activates blocker, if either you or your opponent has 0 life cards, you win the game. So pretty much this deck is all about ramping up and just getting to your late game. Pretty much as soon as you're able to play these 2 Silver Rayleighs, these will help you win the board states. And then if you can stabilize and, counter out and you feel safe, throw out 1 to 2 Shanks, go for game. If your opponent throws a lot of blockers out, finish the game with Gol D Roger, or some more cards that rest, some more cards that destroy things, some more cards that rest, etc. So that is it for the leader, guys. This was Gol D Roger. This is an interesting one. It's super crazy strong. We're seeing a lot of results of Emu, Gol D Roger, and the new Ace winning a lot of tournaments over in Japan. So let me know what you guys think about this deck down below. Make sure to like and sub, and the website has this deck and all the others in image and text format. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.